Hey, this is Russ with Winged Saber Historical Fencing. Today I want to talk to you about the difference between warm-up cuts and bouting cuts, or wide cuts and tight cuts. When you are first in stance as a newbie, you'll be told a million times, make really big cuts with as much reach as you can possibly get. You have to do this in order to develop suppleness in your shoulder. When you do 1,000 practice cuts, most of them should be done from the shoulder so that you learn how to manipulate the weight of the saber, how to get supple through the shoulder girdle so that you can make all the movements without being stiff and clunky. Many of you will come to this and go, but my shoulders aren't stiff. Experience demonstrates 10 minutes of cutting, oh yeah, your shoulder's stiff. That's not the same way as we always necessarily cut while bouting. Now I can, with big steps and big cuts, bout from the shoulder in perfect safety. But often I'll need to make my cuts tighter. I'm still slaving my hand to my center line, but I'm going to be cutting in this distance. Why? Because my opponent's not back here. I have no inherent need to dominate that space unless I'm playing against opponents, which is where the wide cuts really become useful. Here's how the narrow cuts work. I cut one, and out to my target, I got the true edge. But at some point, I turn and the false edge leads the action. I raise the saber. Whoop, false edge, false edge, false edge, true, 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 false, true, 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 false, true, 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 false. My apologies to Beethoven. 3, 4, and at some point that turns over and it becomes a tighter cut. The moulinet gets tighter to accommodate the cut being tighter and the rotation being tighter. I'm not turning my body as far as when I'm making the enormous get loose and limber for fencing cuts. So if you remember, outwards is the true edge and back is the false edge, you can begin making these oscillatory movements, and it unlocks cool things like I have parried 2 and now I hit 5 false to the stomach. Because my center line is now redefined out here, this part of the cut doesn't have the reach to hit my opponent that's there. But I have a curved blade, and as soon as I flip my hand over, blade and belly, whack. So, you have wide cuts, you have tight cuts, you should practice both. Until you can moulinet 1, 2 with the same fluidity as you can moulinet 3, 4, and until you can finish cut 4 and immediately be in cut 1 without any difficulty. That is, you're not going 1, 2, 3, 4, awkward pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to practice wide cuts. As soon as you've got that cold and you can come from here and up from here to here, because that's actually 4 and 1, unlike that stuff I just spewed at you, I'll leave it in. You need to stay with the wide cuts. When you can do that, then you can start making tighter moulinets. And with tighter moulinets means less rotation, means an easier time dealing with your opponent playing fun tempo cut games against you, okay? Have fun, go do the thing. We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.